The last dish the chef prepared is a little exotic, and I wasn't so sure I wanted to try it.
All right, Molly, you ready to learn how to cook octopus?
Octopus? I don't know about that.
Oh, it might look scary and kind of ugly here in the pan, but it is so delicious. And it's a very popular item on our menu. We sell quite a bit of octopus. This big guy comes from Spain, and he's about 8 pounds, and is probably going to take about 45 minutes to cook, and then we let it rest in the liquid for another 30 minutes. So it's about an hour and 15-minute total cooking time for one about 8 pounds like this. This has been, we cut the beak out. The beak sits right where all the legs come together. We've cut that out before we cook. And what we have here, this is a court bouillon with red wine. You can make court bouillon with white wine or red wine. We make it with red wine just to kind of bring out some of that color. And what else I've added in here is what we call mirepoix. That's onions, celery, leeks, and carrots. And then we've also added fresh bay leaf and fresh thyme. So that's what's going on in there. And I use about 8-part water to 1 part wine. So if I got it up to here, about that much of it's wine. So it's quite a bit of wine. And the first process of cooking this octopus is what we call scaring the octopus. We are scaring the octopus. This is going to help with the skin and the overall cooking of the octopus. And how we scare the octopus is we plunge it into the boiling water. Whoop, watch out, we let it go for a little bit. Once it comes back up to a boil.
So for this recipe, do you use the skin?
We take the skin off of it.
Oh.
See how it's starting to curl? Now we're going to count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let it come back up to a boil. And then back down into it. We're going to do this 2 more times, 3 times total. And this is just going to help cook this octopus beautifully. We're going to count, see how the tentacles are starting to curl up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then back down. And we're going to take it out 1 more time. And then we're just going to put it in there and let it go. Let it do its thing.
I've never seen anything like this before.
That's pretty cool, huh? It's so delicious too. So we're gonna let it come back up to a boil. Once that's done, we're gonna place it in the liquid, completely submerged. This is a true poach. I know the last poached salmon was like a half poach. This is a true poach. It's completely submerged in water. So that little buddy is all ready to roll. So 45 minutes, and then we let it rest for a half hour. So let's move this off to the side back here. Check the time, it's 10 after 3. All right, and this dish is very quick and easy. It's a Spanish dish, so I've got a lot of Spanish type of ingredients to go on. First thing we're going to do is we're going to start to build our plate and how this plate comes together. This is portobello confit. Confit is a French word that means to cook in fat. There's different fats you can cook in. We use a lot of duck fat here that we cook in. These portobellos have been cooked in olive oil. So we cook them in olive oil, completely submerged, with a little salt, a little bay leaf and thyme, and some aromatics, some bay leaf and thyme and peppercorns. And so we're just going to lay the base of portobello mushroom, and this is what this mushroom looks like when it's been cooked. We've taken the gills out of it, and what we've done is we've taken the skin off of these before we've cooked them. And from this state, we slice it super thin like that. And this is going to be the base of our octopus dish. Okay, put that there. Now, the octopus, when it comes out, it needs to be cleaned. It needs to have the skin taken off of it and rinsed off really good. And this is what a cleaned octopus looks like. The skin on it is very rubbery, and it's not very, very good to the palate. So we take it off, and it's a kind of a process. I use a paring knife, and it takes a little bit of time, but it's well worth it. So with our portobello confit, we're going to season it. Salt, pepper. And always keep your plates nice and clean. All right, so we're gonna start the dish now. We've got olive oil. And this is the most important part of this dish, is this first step. And what we're gonna be doing is browning the garlic. And it's super easy to take it too far and burn, and then it becomes bitter. You gotta start over. I'll show you when is the proper time to kind of stop the cooking process of the garlic. And we do that with red wine vinegar.
Are there a lot of ways to mess up this recipe?
This one's an easy one to mess up. This is a critical part of the sauce. Now we're making what we call in the business a broken vinaigrette. Most vinaigrettes are emulsified, oil and vinegar, and they emulsify, they come together. This one's going to be a broken one, so that you'll see when we plate it, they kind of separate and it looks really cool. So let's toast our garlic. I like to get it up kind of on there in a little pool of oil, and you can start to see it turning brown. Now what this is going to add to the dish is almost a nuttiness to the dish. Whenever you toast garlic, it really changes the whole flavor profile of garlic. Some recipes we use raw garlic. I want that big bite. I want that big, punch in the mouth garlic bite. This one is going to be a little bit more delicate, a little bit more nutty to it. And you can see we're about there. Take it off, let them all kind of come together. And from here, we're going to hit it with, these are mild cherry peppers that have been seeded and diced. And this is very sweet peppers. This is the sugar part of this dish. This is roasted tomatoes that have just been in the oven roasted very slowly and then chopped up. And then last but not least, some capers.
So how do all of these different ingredients mixed together have a change in the taste?
That's a very good question. Now, obviously, when you're putting something together like this with many different ingredients, it's got to be proportioned right. You don't want one ingredient to overpower another one. They should all kind of marry together. So that has a big effect on cooking. The garlic, if you don't cook it, if you don't get it brown enough, that's going to change it. If you obviously burn it, that's really going to change it. But for here, all of these are just kind of playing together, just having fun and getting delicious. So once we get to this point, we're going to deglaze with red wine vinegar. This is the acid, so it's a broken vinaigrette. We have the olive oil and the vinegar. We're going to add a nice amount. Okay. Good amount of vinegar, a little bit more. And then we're going to add our octopus, which has been diced up. And cilantro. And you guessed it, salt and pepper. Now I'm going to hit this with just a touch of chicken stock, just a little bit. And what you want here, what we look for, is a nice bite of acid. That's where the red wine vinegar. We need that acid. It's to cut through all these other really big flavors. So I'm gonna taste it, make sure we're good. Perfect. Okay, and that's it. That puppy's done right there. So let's finish the dish. And how we do that? Frisee. This is a bitter green. It comes in big heads with very dark. It gets very dark. We only use the very smallest part, just this nice yellow and light green color. That's the only part we use for this. We're gonna dress this lemon juice, olive oil, and of course, salt and pepper. And this is gonna be the base. So we'll put that in the ring mold. And there's a couple of other ingredients that we should go over this dish. When it comes to presentation on this dish, we use squid ink vinaigrette, and this is beet juice. So it's basically roasted beets pureed with a little bit of water, salt, pepper. This is a squid ink vinaigrette that's basically squid ink and garlic and chicken stock and bay leaf and all sorts of other stuff, but that's been reduced. So when you see the plate, it's gonna have this kind of red and black kind of thing going on. It's kind of freaky. All right, here we go. So now we're gonna get them all together. We're gonna fill our ring mold. So it's really easy to mess up octopus if you don't cook it right. It gets rubbery, super rubbery. Okay, now you take my little thing and see how it's starting to bleed out a little bit there? That's perfect. That's kind of dressing our greens as well. Slowly, like that. And then we're gonna finish our sauce. I see I've used all my oil. I'm just gonna add a little bit of oil, a little bit more vinegar. Bring that together. We're gonna hit it with beet jus. And that's gonna do it. Okay, once that beet juice goes in there, kind of mix it around. And then a little bit of the squid ink vinaigrette just dolloped around, right in there. Kind of get crazy with it if you want. So this is almost complete, Molly. We have just another couple of steps to finish before it goes to the dining room. What I garnish this plate is portobello ash. So this is, it's kind of like dried portobello that's been kind of dried out, and we just kind of just around the edge of the plates, and this kind of gives it that earthiness that the portobello, just kind of a little bit more intense of a flavor. And that's that. And then we get our microgreens from a local guy here named Mountain Man Micros, and he grows all of our fresh garnishing greens for us. These are radish tops, and we just kind of go around the plate with a couple green guys, a couple purple guys. Bon appetit, that's it.